Yeah, your channels.
Oh yes, sorry, yes, channels. Yes,
Okay.
I'm connected. Hopefully, somebody might drop in the chat and say, "Yes, of course you're connected, and we can see you and hear you," and then they'll tell us where they're from and what they want to talk about tonight.
Well,
Because
hopefully that would be great.
that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Save us
That'd
a lot
be
of hassle.
great. Yeah.
Uh,
I want to kind of save the thing that I showed you in the pre show
yes.
for a little bit later, just while we have some folks joining. But let's do a little experiment. If you're watching now, why don't you comment with some Human Factors buzzwords and your favorite genre of music? Let's just leave it there.
Yeah, I was going to say you're almost hanging that out then. I'll do that.
Or you know what? How about your favorite topics? We'll just go wide. We'll cast the net wide here, and we'll relate it back to Human Factors. How about that? That's the plan.
Well, isn't that the point of Human Factors? Is we can talk about anything and relate it back to what we do because it's
all Human Factors.
Everything.
So we have some stuff today. There was a bridge collapse that happened that is would be interesting to dissect from a Human Factors perspective. All that being said, there's like massive disclaimers that we got to slap on that baby. That's, happened just last week. NTSB is doing a huge investigation that's going to be like 2 years long. We know very little about it to date. So it's something we can talk about. There's obviously some new advances in AI that's like tons of fun that I'm having fun with playing with behind the scenes here, which we can.
No wonder you don't have time to do anything else. You're just playing with that stuff, aren't you? That's all.
A little bit. Let's see what else. There's tons of stuff we can talk about. There's always tons of stuff that we can talk about. But what do you all want to hear about? Maybe is the better question. You can do this. You can leave us a voicemail. And in fact, if that's not good enough, and you want to be a live caller, hang on. Let me just verify to make sure that link is actually correct, because I'm not sure that QR code is in fact correct. Just give me a second on that before you scan-a-roo.
The Be Live caller. I could go ahead and test it.
You could test it. I think that one's probably better. So yeah, if you scan-a-roo that little number.
Oh, I can't because I've got the live overhang, so I can't actually see the QR code.
Oh, you can't scan the QR code. Well, here, I can test it. And we'll know you're coming too, because it'll say someone scanned the QR code. So we know you're coming. Here, let me just do a little quick scan-a-roo. Wow, that was smooth. You didn't even see me do that. Hey, there it is. All right, looks like I'm coming in. There we go. There's that person. Whoa, hey. Coming in backstage. Check that out. Cool. That's working.
Cool. Okay.
Cool. Yep. No, that's working. Riveting television. Riveting program.
It is.
Well, as folks funnel in, I guess we can kind of do the fun thing. Do you want to do the fun thing, Barry?
Well, I don't know just how much fun I can take. So
okay.
I guess we could go on then.
All right. Well, let's start the discussion at advancements in AI. That's something we like to check in every now and then. And I know you had some things on your mind about AI that you wanted to talk about tonight, so we could do that. But let's just check in. What is the last AI thing that you used that really was like, yes, I love this?
Okay, I'll switch that up and talk about the thing that perhaps hasn't impressed me as much. So we've been using ChatGPT for a while, and I've been playing around with a few different ideas, including making my own Human Factors integration GPT, which I might have talked about before. But that's good fun, and I've been doing a bit more work on that. And actually, as the buddy in the room, when you're just sat there and you go, I just need to bounce this off somebody. What am I missing? What have I forgotten to do? What are we not capturing? Or what have we got too much, etc., etc. That's working really well, and particularly against some of the UK standards we've got. That's brilliant. But then I was like, well, actually, having that it's still quite expensive to do the ChatGPT 4 and all the pros and cons. And the Microsoft Copilot, obviously, they're pushing that out quite heavily. So I went to have a bit of a play with that to say, well, Copilot is just GPT-4. How cool is that going to be? Could I build my HFI GPT within my 365 ecosystem, so it can then dip into the stuff I've already generated? That would be, and also knowing I've got the security of it being inside my own
your own
ecosystem.
system.
That would be like absolute genius. And why wouldn't that work? It turns out it doesn't work because Microsoft's rubbish. So unless you're then willing to pay an arm and a leg to make it happen, it does have, obviously, they have rolled out some Copilot activities. You can get some fairly cheap Copilot activities as part of the freebie stuff. But the ability to do, I think, some quite interesting things is just not there yet. And it's some of the, when you chat in Copilot, it doesn't keep a record of your conversations in the same way as ChatGPT does. You have your conversations down the side, your things, and you can go back to them, this, that, and the other. So on that point, I was quite disappointed.
Okay.
But on the one thing that it does do, which is quite bad, is it gives you a notepad area to start sketching out your prompt. So you don't have to do them in like sort of a Word thing or anything. You can do it directly in there, and it will show you what the output's going to be. So that was quite cool. So I happen to be having a conversation with Trevor Dobbins, who is contributed to the show previously, and often comments. And I was chatting to him last week before we decided not to do last week's show. And one of the things that we'd been chatting about was, how do we do? We always talk about using AI and ChatGPT and things as an HF tool, because that's how we've been using it. But what he was chatting about was, if we do including an HF element, an AI element into a system of some description, how do we do human factors integration on that? So treating it do we treat it as a tool? Do we treat it as a player within the system, so as another user, etc., etc.? And it was a really interesting conversation around how do we HFI that thing? How do we assure it? How do we actually go, and how do we treat it within the system context? And therefore, how do we do our job in relation to it? So treating it as an entity within the system, not a tool for our use, but as a part of the system. And I was like, actually, that's a really good. I don't think anybody's done any real work on that yet. So I thought that'd be an interesting thing to kick about.
Yeah, for sure. Well, before we get into that discussion, I'm curious what you all, and thank you. I see the numbers dramatically rising since we've gone live. So thank you for joining us live. If you'd like to be a live caller and talk about anything human factors related, please do so right here. There's going to be a little chat when you come backstage. You can let us know what you want to talk about. No one else will see that chat, so don't worry. Just let us know, and then we'll find an appropriate segue to bring you in. As we're sitting here talking about AI, I thought we could start off with something a little fun. I am going to... yes, we did transition away from open show notes because, frankly, the show notes are like a chat between me and Barry now, and they're very scarce. So yes, we're doing all this on the fly. But so we're going to start off with something a little fun. And so I asked you about the last piece of AI technology that really blew you away, and you turned it around on me and you gave me something that really underwhelmed you. Now I'm gonna do the opposite, and I'm gonna give you something that's really impressed me. Okay. I'm going to first, and I turned off the music for a reason here. I turned off the music for a reason. I'm going to start off with lyrics. Okay. So if we're thinking about lyrics, the lyrics here are: in a world where design meets human touch, Nick and Barry guide us knowing so much. Ergonomics, UX in every detail, unlocking secrets they never fail. Listen close as they dissect and analyze user experiences, improving our lives. Human Factors Cast, making things better. Nick and Barry talking together. From theory to practice, they bridge the gap. Join the journey on the Human Factors cast. Okay, now these lyrics are going to be very important when you hear something in just a minute here. This piece of AI technology actually blew me away because it allows you to create music. And don't worry, I got the license for this, so we can actually air some fun things on the show tonight. And so I was like, well, what if Human Factors Cast had an anime intro? An anime style intro song. So that's what you're about to hear right now. I figured we could have some fun with this, since truly we can go off on a tangent here with any prompts that we want to. But here's the Human Factors Cast anime intro.
In a world where design meets human touch, Nick and Barry guide us, knowing so much. Ergonomics, UX in every detail, unlocking secrets they never fail. Listen close as they dissect and analyze user experiences, improving our lives. Human Factors Cast, making things better. Nick and Barry talking together. From theory to practice, they bridge the gap. Join a journey on the Human Factors Cast.
All right. Thank you. All right. So they give you like a couple different options. So there are other iterations of the song. This is one of the that's actually quite a banger, if you ask me. Like for a an anime intro style. There's other versions, obviously, so you can, some of them turn up better than others.
Where design meets human touch, Nick and Barry guide us, knowing so much. Ergonomics, UX in every detail.
All right. So we got a request here. Please do one in an 80s theme. Tear for Fears. Would you like a subject there? All right. Hang on, let's see here. We'll do. Let me here. You know what? While I'm getting this all squared away, I'm gonna take this away. I'll put back on the little background music here. We're taking requests. So if you have Human Factors topics that you would love to hear songified in a very specific style, here's one of the like interesting things about this technology. You can't put in an artist.
Okay, so you have to put in more, keep it more generic, more style.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that being said, there are some workarounds that I'm gonna actually walk through my process right here as we're talking here. So we can let's see here. We can say in 10 words, describe the style of an 80s Tears for Fears song. So what I'm doing is I am asking ChatGPT to summarize for me the elements that make up Tears for Fears. Melancholic, synthesizer-driven, emotive, complex, atmospheric, new wave, introspective, polished, catchy.
That sounds about right to me.
All right. So we'll come in, and I am going to do the same. Here's what I'll do. I'll actually do the very same lyrics, unless we get some more detail on what you want. I'm going to use the same lyrics if we want to hear it as something else. Oops. I did not copy the right thing. So let me throw that in there. Do one about medical human factors in the synthesized theme with electronic guitar and introspective. Okay, I'm gonna do this one here first, and then I'll do that one. Melancholic synthesized. Okay, just making sure that I got the right one in there. And I'll say HFC TFF intro. All right, here we go. We're gonna create this one. I'm gonna bring it back. This guy, and I have to do this for it to share the audio, which is unfortunate. All right, so let's see here. We got it says LinkedIn user, but I'm pretty sure it's Heidi.
It is Heidi, yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure. So I can't see. All right, let's see. So let me actually kill this music here in there we go. And then so same lyrics here, same lyrics.
That's pretty epic.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I'm not really impressed with that, actually. That's pretty cool.
Here's the second. So they give you 2 samples. Here's the second one. The intro is really long and really great. I love this.
In a world where design needs human touch, Nick and Barry guide us knowing so much. Ergonomics, UX, in every detail, unlocking secrets that never fail.
Now we get it. This has got this has got hints of Pet Shop Boys around it.
Yeah. Here,
which is really cool.
Bring back the music. I'm gonna let's see here. So let's refine just a little bit, right? Based on the request here. Needs a more upbeat bridge. Okay. So we'll say dramatic dramatic transition. Let's see. Dramatic transitions. We'll do upbeat, maybe. Okay, and then and then here we go. We're gonna actually take the request from Heidi here in the chat. We're gonna say, you know what? Let's get a safe and effective intro song here. How about this? Right? Intro lyrics.
Actually, Heidi was just at the
yeah, she was. For
the thingy, so maybe it could be a theme tune to that.
Write intro lyrics for the Safe and Effective podcast starring Heidi. Include elements of human factors, psychology, medical human factors. All right. Let's give this a shot here. Let me alter this prompt a little bit. I submit my formal request to y'all to change your headphones to cat ears. Choreography, something to the music.
I was going to say, what are we then? Yeah, that's then going to involve dancing, and you do realize it's late here, don't you? I could just imagine the look on my family's faces if they'd sort of look down towards the end of the garden just to see me dancing on largely on my own in the cabin. That might get comments.
All right, these lyrics may not be as good because I don't have as much time to refine them. But here we go. Here's the let me generate first. I gotta delete some stuff here. It's not as robust as you might think. There are I'm kind of going through a backwards workflow here to make it better, but it's quite impressive. All right, here we go. So we'll call this one safe and effective. S and E TFF intro. All right. Here we go. Let's just see what comes back.
I'm trying to work out whether Heidi's trying to mock me or compliment me.
Let's just assume it's a compliment.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Once again, we'll kill the music. No. Go ahead. Finish your thought. I'll.
I was gonna say I'm more of a '90s kid really, rather than I was a bit young in the '80s. I think I haven't been able to say that for a long time.
Okay, here we go. You ready? This is the safe and effective Tears for Fears intro here. Let's see.
In a world where design meets the human mind, where the pathways of health and technology win, Heidi guides us through with insight so fine, on a journey where human factors and medicine align. She dives into the depths with a critical eye.
Okay, this one, I'm not a fan of that one. Let's try this one.
In a world where design meets the human mind, where the pathways of health and technology win, Heidi guides us through with insights so fine, on a journey where human factors and medicine align.
Okay.
She dives into the data with the critical eye, where UX and patient outcomes beautifully align, discussing errors and interfaces in a tone so wise, highlighting how design can save lives under the skies. In the chaos of care where details matter most, Heidi finds the stories that deserve a toast.
Okay, here's the chorus.
Safe and effective where the stories are real, with Heidi at the helm, steering the wheel. In this podcast voyage through the human factor scene, we're making healthcare better for you and for me.
All right. Not bad.
That's pretty cool, actually. I'm quite a fan of that. I mean, for the sake of 30 seconds work.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's pretty
it's
effective.
pretty good. And then you can completely go off the rails with it, obviously, which we're going to do. Don't worry, we're going to get completely off the rails. I figured we'd start.
I was going to say, so if we were to do that in more of a heavy rock Metallica style, how would that sound?
What topic would you care for?
I'd quite like to just the one you've just done. So Heidi's new intro, but
okay.
in more of a heavy rock style.
Why don't we go off the rails a little bit? Heavy rock style.
With
two middle-aged a song about two middle-aged white dudes. dude.
Yeah, exactly, Heidi. That's exactly what I was thinking.
There we go.
Or even one, because that's got long intro and stuff. That would have been quite cool.
All right. I said heavy rock style, a song about two middle-aged white dudes live streaming a podcast. Okay. And it's going to create so this is I'm using the native prompt here. So I'm not using like a prompt that I built elsewhere. I'm just building the built-in thing. This is without me specifying. So what let me specify here. There's I guess I could show this. So there's a custom mode. Let me actually show you the custom mode here, and I'm trying to get it so that way it shows up on camera here. But essentially, there's a custom mode where
So
you
could just make
Yeah,
us smaller.
there we
Make us
yeah, there we go. There's a custom mode here where you can provide the lyrics at your own thing, and I've built a prompt that gives us lyrics based on certain things. You can specify the style of music here, and you can give it a title. Now, if I change it to the simple mode, here's the prompt machine, and this is what I put in: heavy rock style, a song about two middle-aged white dudes live streaming a podcast. We'll see what comes back. And I did say show lyrics so we can see what it's saying. Two dudes in a basement live and rock and roll, turning up the volume in our podcast show. We got the mics and we got the attitude, talking about life. Ain't holding back. It's true. Oh, yeah. Mic check mayhem, breaking the sound barrier, dropping truth bombs.
Stop
Okay,
million miles. What is it?
All right. We're looking at the lyrics here. Live streaming the chaos. We never growing old. Middle-aged rebels with a passion for talking, ranting and raving, never stopping or walking. Our jokes are cheesy, but the energy is real. Living for the moment, keeping it raw and unpeeled. All right, this one's called Mic Check Mayhem. Y'all ready? Here we go.
Two dudes in the basement living a rock and roll, turning up the volume on a podcast show. We got the mics and we got the attitude, talking about life ain't holding back, it's true. Oh yeah, mic check mayhem, breaking the sound barriers, I'm dropping truth bombs, nothing to bury, walking the airways, breaking the mold, live streaming the chaos, we're never growing old. Middle-aged rebels with a passion for talking, when raving, never stopping or walking. Our jokes are cheesy, but the energy is real. Living for the moment, keeping it raw and unpeeled.
That's sick.
That's really good.
What the
Oh.
heck, man? All right, hang on. There's another version.
Two dudes in a basement living rock and roll, turning up the volume on our podcast show. We got the mics and we got the attitude, talking about life ain't holding back, it's true. Oh yeah, mic check mayhem, breaking the sound barrier, dropping truth bombs, nothing to bury, rocking the airways, making them roll, live streaming the chaos, we're never growing old. Middle-aged rebels with a passion for talking.
This slaps, man. This is awesome. Oh my god.
So, yeah. No, I. Which one did you prefer, the first one or the second one?
I think I'm more of a first one.
Yeah, me too. It was much more my sort of music.
All right. Let's. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna heavy rock, goth opera, emo goth opera. A song, a silly song, with
See,
about
two middle-aged white dudes, one American, one British, live streaming a Human Factors podcast.
live streaming a Human Factors podcast. All right, let's go for that. All right, here's the prompt. All right, Heavy rock, emo, goth, opera style. A silly song about two middle-aged white dudes, one American, one British, live streaming a Human Factors podcast. Let's go for it. Reggae disco crossover. Okay, I'm down for that. Let's try it. We'll try it after this one. All right. In the depths of darkness, two souls unite, an American and a Brit seeking the light, live streaming their podcast in a world. The world in view, two middle-aged white dudes sharing what's true. With hearts full of angst, they discuss human factors from ergonomic chairs to cognitive factors. Their voices resonate through the night. A symphony of darkness, their musical plight. Oh, the Human Factors duo, they're here to stay. Live streaming their thoughts, come what may. Emo, goth, opera, all in one show. These two middle-aged dudes. The stars will glow. All right, let's take a listen. The Human Factors duo.
In the depths of darkness, two souls unite, an American and a Brit seeking the light, live streaming their podcast, the world in view, two middle-aged white dudes sharing what's true. With hearts full of angst, they discuss human factors, from ergonomic chairs to cognitive factors. Their voices resonate through the night.
All right, hit me with that chorus.
A symphony of darkness, their musical plight.
Attention.
Oh, the human factors do all they're here to stay. Live streaming their thoughts come what may. Emo, goth, opera, all in one show. These two middle-aged Jews, the stars will glow.
Bang! All right, let's hear version 2.
The depths of darkness, two souls unite.
We should put Broadway musical in there. Broadway reggae music. Broadway reggae disco music. Yeah, we'll do that.
Live streaming their podcast.
That buildup in that last one was phenomenal.
That was
It
something
just-
else. Yeah.
bam!
Two middle-aged white dudes sharing what's true. With hearts full of angst, they discuss human factors, from ergonomic chairs to cognitive factors. Their voices resonate through the night. A symphony of darkness, their musical plight.
Chorus, come on, hit me with that big feeling. No big feeling. Oh man. All right. All right. So we're gonna change up the prompt here a little bit. We're gonna say, what do we say?
Broadway musical.
Make sure I spelled reggae wrong. Right. REGGAE. Broadway reggae disco musical.
Yeah.
Style. All right. Let's see what comes back with this. I am very curious what Broadway reggae disco musical sounds like.
Well, I think we're about to find out.
We're about to find out. The Human Factors Shuffle. Upbeat Broadway reggae disco. Okay. Live streaming, grooving to the beat. Two middle-aged dudes dancing in the heat. One from America, one from across the pond. Podcasting about human factors, carrying on. They're talking ergonomics, usability too, laughing and singing about the things we do with a British accent and American flair. They're breaking it down, showing they care, dancing to the rhythm of the Human Factors Shuffle, live streaming fun with a reggae disco hustle. Two white dudes spreading knowledge to the masses, bringing joy and laughter while exploring human factors. All right, let's take a listen.
Live streaming, grooving to the beat. Two middle-aged dudes dancing in the heat. One from America, one from across the pond.
That is genius.
Podcasting about human factors, care talking ergonomics, usability too. Laughing and singing about the things we do. With a British accent and American flair, they're breaking it down, showing they care. Dancing to the rhythm of the human factor shuffle. Live streaming fun with the reggae disco hustle. Two white dudes spreading knowledge to the masses, bringing joy and laughter while exploring human factors.
Love that.
Broadway
So-
reggae disco.
I want to go to Broadway and see a reggae disco musical because
You want to see this? This is awesome. All right, let's listen to version 2.
Dreamy grooving to the beat, two middle-aged youths dancing in the heat. One from America, one from across the pond. Podcasting about human factors carried on. They're talking ergonomics, usability too. Laughing and singing about the things we do. With a British accent and American flair, breaking it down, showing they care. Dancing to the rhythm of the human factor shuffle. Live streaming fun with the reggae disco hustle. Two white dudes spreading knowledge to the masses, bringing joy and laughter while exploring human factors.
This is the show now. We're just gonna keep making songs until I run out of credits. I still have 2,255 credits.
Oh, we have a lot.
We got a lot of runway here. So, folks, if you have any requests here, please, we can take this as far off the rails as we want. I sent Barry one earlier this week that was quite inappropriate for for maybe a live stream, but we can certainly make something silly. If y'all want to make something silly, we can make something silly. I just had this to bring it back to the original prompt here. This is the piece of technology that I was like, all right, this is it. This is it. And perhaps the next stage of this is to really start to incorporate some of the bands that you like, right? So now, while if you put in this specific thing, a band's artist or anything like that, it'll be like, we found, can't
do that.
here. But my workaround is this: if you go to ChatGPT and you say something along the lines of, "Hey, in 10 words or so, can you describe the attributes of that are core to the following artists' bands?" and you just list your favorites. And I've done that for what I consider my favorite type of music. And it came back with a list, and I threw that in and made some stuff. And I'm like, dang, I would listen to this.
Yeah.
So if y'all have requests, throw them in the chat. Acid jazz rock with electric guitar solo. Okay. Let's do that then. Acid jazz rock with electric.
I kind of want to throw a musical in there as well. Acid Jack Rock musical with electric guitar.
Acid jazz rock musical.
Yeah. I think the musical key,
It
keyword
really is.
It's
Oh,
been a revelation.
it's great. Yeah. All right. Acid jazz rock musical with electric guitar style. A silly song about getting.
Is it too early about a captain on the bridge of a boat going towards
too
bridge?
too early.
Soon?
How
Too
about we say opening a bag of chips and finding out that the bag is just full of air and no chips. Okay. Laughter with HF and Reggae Disco 1 for Southern. Yeah.
Grace is right.
Yeah. That's right. Sorry. So we were reading a comment here. The Gen AI lyricist needs some work. Rhymed human factors with cognitive factors in the emo one, then rhymed laughter with human factors in the reggae disco ones. For Southern Brits, it won't rhyme. Yeah, I wonder what there's. I wonder what they're like. Is this the entire discography ever? All right, hang on, because these lyrics are beautiful. Hang on, I got to bring this back in so we can all see. Hang on.
When you say beautiful,
I picked up the bag, excited to munch. But when it was opened, I had a hunch. Oh no, the savory chips, just a whole lot of air. I couldn't believe it. Like, life's just ain't fair. I was ready to crunch the flavor, the taste, but all I got was big empty space. I shook the bag, hoping for a surprise. All right, you can see the lyrics here if you're watching live. If you're listening later, you'll just have to listen here. And this one's called Empty Bag Blues. Take it away, Human Factors DJ. Maybe there we go.
I picked up a bag, decided to munch, but when it was open, I had a hunch. No savory chips, just a whole lot of air. I couldn't believe it, life just ain't fair. I was ready for the crunch, the flavor, the taste, but all I got was a big empty space. I shook the bag, hoping for a surprise, but all I got was a bag full of lies. Empty bag blues, it's a sad, sad day. No chips to satisfy, they've all gone away. Playing tricks on my heart, these chipless affair. I got the empty bag blues, life isn't fair.
All right. The musical.
Life isn't fair.
Oh, I like the second iteration there of Life Isn't Fair. All right, let's go with version 2 here.
I picked up the bag, excited to munch, but when it was opened, I had a hunch. No savory chips, just a whole lot of air. I couldn't believe it, life just ain't fair. Oh, I was ready for the crunch, the flavor, the taste, but all I got was a big in space. I shook the bag, hoping for a surprise, but all I got was a bag full of lies. Empty bag blues, it's a sad, sad day. No chips to satisfy, they've all gone away. Playing tricks on my heart, this chipless affair. I got the empty bag blues, life isn't fair.
Oh! 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 You got the solo in here too. Oh my god!
Empty bag blues, life isn't fair.
Dang! Ship it! Empty Bag Blues, that's it! Wow!
so for all the people who
Wow!
are tuning in tonight, expecting to talk human factors and stuff, that's kind of not on the schedule tonight. Nick's found a new toy, and we're having an awful lot of fun with it.
That was incredible! I'm sorry, that was just incredible! I'm shaking! I'm shaking! That was awesome! A bag about a song about opening a bag of chips and nothing was there. All right, hang on. What if we did all right, somebody give me another genre here. We'll do maybe one or two more and then we'll move on to other things. I'm going to make the topic. I'm going to choose the topic here. How about this one's not too soon and I'm happy to do it. Going to a conference. How about going to a conference, coming back, and finding out that you're laid off?
Yeah. in
All right.
in the
In what
style
style?
in the style of teenage angst.
What, like 90s teenage angst?
Oh yeah, go on, 90s teenage angst.
All right.
With a melancholy solo.
90s teenage angst with a melancholy solo. All right. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything else. All right. All right. Let's see here. 90s teenage angst with a melancholy solo style. Melancholy what? Guitar solo?
I'll just see what it comes up with.
So, okay, melancholy solo. Going to about song about going to a conference, coming back, and finding out that you got laid off. All right. I bet you, across all of the folks that are watching right now, we could come up with an absolute crazy prompt for this thing.
Could I get it to do me a song that encapsulates my? Because obviously, in the next week, I end my presidency. So could I get an anthem of that encapsulates my presidency that I can play as I hand over at the AGM? I
Oh,
think that's
probably.
genius.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Probably.
we'll do that. We'll do that in a minute.
All right, all right. A conference and a layoff. This is the song here. Let me get this back up. Sitting in my room. I'm reading the lyrics here. You know what? I'm not going to read the lyrics. We'll just see if they're intelligible, because I think in most cases they have been. Here they are. Here's option 1.
Sitting in my room, reminiscing about the past. 90s teenage angst, those days were filled with angst. Living through emotions, feeling like I couldn't last. Now I'm all grown up, but I'm still feeling that pain. Took a trip to a conference, hoping for a fresh start. Filled with excitement, dreams were in my heart.
Yes.
When I got back, reality struck me hard. Found out I got laid off, my world fell apart. Oh, it's a conference and a layoff, life's roller coaster ride. Feeling lost and broken, can't escape this endless tide. But I won't give up, gonna rise above the pain. Keep on moving forward, finding strength in every strain.
All right, all right. Okay. All right.
Sitting in my room, reminiscing about the past. 90s teenage angst, those days were filled with angst. Living through emotions, feeling like I couldn't last.
This is not what I envision Nirvana
Yeah.
when I think about 90s teenage angst. Anyway, here let's get this last one in, because I'm seeing some great things in the chat. Hans Zimmer. Let's do some Hans Zimmer to describe Barry's presidency here. Give me some of your core accomplishments. And what we'll do is we'll kind of do a custom mode here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some core things that describe Hans Zimmer.
Oh yes, because you can't just say Hans Zimmer style, can you?
Yeah.
I guess he's.
And now I have to come up with some custom lyrics here, but that's okay because I have a separate
Well,
thing here.
I
I have
put
a separate thing.
if you look in our chat, I've just put you.
No. I see that.
Okay, you got that. Cool.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
that
what I'm
last
gonna
Yeah.
minus that last bit.
Yeah.
And what I'll do here, Barry, why don't you? This is gonna change. Hang on. I'll just do this. Why don't you? What is? You know what? Let me just flip this script really quick and let me go into interview style. What is one of the most one of your proudest achievements of your time here as the president of the Chartered Institute of Human Factors Ergonomics in the UK?
I survived. I thought that was a massive achievement considering. I think what would be my, I guess the learning about what so many different people are up to was probably the biggest external thing. Internally making or encouraging the organization to be more business oriented, which isn't as exciting as it sounds.
Let's see here.
Yes, you've done exactly the same thing as I did, I think.
Organization to be more business. All right, here we go. Let's see. All right, I'm getting the lyrics for us now. Here,
Cool.
get rid of that. All right, the lyrics are as such. In the year that's now behind us, Barry stood with grace, leading through challenges at a steady pace. He delved into our world with keen eyes so true. Let me just post it here. Let's just create it. Oh, shoot, I left it as S&E. Here, we'll just call it Barry's Anthem. Barry's Anthem, create. All right, there we go. All right, now how do I get back to simple mode? Here we go. All right. Barry's Anthem. There it is. In the year that's now behind us, Barry stood with grace, leading through the challenges at a steady pace. All right. Points of view, vision so bold. All right, you can see the lyrics there. Let's give it a listen in just a moment here. And of course, we got the style that was requested there in chat. Let's just make sure he's still standing. Yep, there it is. Still standing.
The song description isn't the same. So you're still at 90s teenage angst.
Oh, no, because I switched to the custom mode, but you can see here that those elements are still there. This is the custom prompting. So let's hear. Let's take a listen. Inspirational.
Yeah, like it already.
Here at our company, we do the things that we do.
The year that's now behind us, Barry stood with grace, leading through challenges at a steady pace. He delved into our world with keen eyes so true, learning what we all do from many points of view. With a vision so bold, he steered us through the tide, orienting our course with business acumen. As his guide, he transformed our focus with a firm, guiding hand, ensuring that on stronger grounds today we stand. Here's to Barry, our guiding star, with resilience so bright. His journey through presidency, a beacon of light. For the wisdom he brought and the paths he's paved, we sing this anthem for the legacy he saved.
All right. That was option 1. Here's option 2.
The year that's now behind us, Barry stood with
musical into this.
Be delved into a world with keen eyes so true, learning what we all do from many points of view. With a vision so bold, he steered us through the tide, orienting our course with business acumen as his guide. He transformed our focus with a firm guiding hand, ensuring that on stronger grounds today we stand. Here's to bury our guiding star with resilience so bright. His journey through presidency, a beacon of light.
Love it.
For the wisdom he brought and the
I need this to be
guidance
played
he gave, we sing
whenever I
his
enter a room.
anthem. For the legacy he said.
All right. I got one more. I know. We've spent almost an hour on this. I know, but I got one more. I got one more because we actually talked about this in some of our generative AI like early discussions, which was a sea shanty
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
human factors and ergonomics. That's all I'm going to put in there, and we'll see what comes back. And we'll leave it there. If you have any other requests, leave them in the chat. We might get to them later, but I feel like we should probably do some talking about human factors. yeah.
Well,
I
we
mean,
keep
we could certainly dive into this and how impressive this is.
I think there are some things to talk around this, isn't there, in terms of I guess the ethics of what it's about, and
We
you
can
know,
rehash all those conversations.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly, I'm not like tooting horns here, but there's many of you who find this just as fascinating as we do because there's so many people here live in watching us now. So thank you for joining us. If you want to be a live caller, if you want to, we're taking requests. This is a live radio show now with your custom songs.
or
no,
even just
but if-
comment and tell us what you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts on this technology? Is this something that's interesting to you? Is this something that scares you? Is this something that is this ethical to you? Are we stealing other authors' work? I want to hear all the thoughts. Why don't you scan this QR code? You'll be put backstage, so you won't be right on with us. You let us know in there's a little chat. You let us know that's private to you, me, and Barry, and then you let us know what you want to talk about. We'll find a segue to bring you in. We'll do it. But while we're doing that, let's listen to Sailing the Ergonomic Sea, which is a sea shanty about human factors.
Well, we're sailing on the open seas with ergonomic tools. We aim to please, keeping safety and comfort in mind. Working smarter, not harder all the time. Yo ho ho, never bottle of cheer. Sailing the ergonomic seas, we have no fear. Hoist that anchor and set the sail. With human factors, we never fail. Adjust those chairs and desks just right, preventing strain and promoting good sight. Designing workspaces that fit like a glove for a productive crew with their health above.
All right.
Well, we're sailing on the open seas with ergonomic tools. We aim to please, keeping safety and comfort in mind. Working smarter, not harder all the time. Yo ho ho, never bottle of cheer.
This keeps going. I love it.
Sailing the ergonomic seas, we have no fear. Hoist our anchor and set the sail. With human factors, we never fail. Adjust those chairs and desks just right, preventing strain and promoting good sight.
Wow. All right. That was pretty good. Number 2.
Well, we're sailing on the open seas with ergonomic tools. We aim to please, keeping safety and comfort in mind. Work is smarter, not harder all the time. Yo ho, and a bottle of cheer. Sailing the ergonomic seas, we have no fear. Hoist that anchor and set the sail. Human factors, we never fail. Adjust those chairs and desks just right, preventing strain and promoting good sight. Designing workspaces that fit like a glove for a productive crew with their health above.
All right. We got some thoughts in chat. I'm going to adjust that just a little bit. An epic folk pirate sea shanty song about human factors and ergonomics on a boat. We got a thought here in the chat. It's not ethical. No one should be able to monetize based on a song coming out of this, taking away from the original artists. But it certainly is super entertaining game, especially for music lovers and science nerds like myself.
Yeah, so there's two ways to look at that, I think, because on the face of it, my initial instinct was to absolutely agree, because there's lots of discussion around, the learning that it's done to get to where it is has clearly come off the back of artists that are out there now, etc., etc. But equally, I guess we wouldn't be doing this. We're not taking work away from paid artists or original artists, because we wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't have a band like, say, in the room with me now, just coming up with sea shanties and things like that, or we wouldn't have the Metallica cover band just humoring us with quickly made lyrics and their musical entity. So there is that, but then we're not monetizing it. We're not sitting there and, we're not selling it as a new single, unless it spits out a really good theme tune.
This is a great discussion, because I want to know what's so I'm on their About right now. They're building a feature where anyone can make great music, whether you're a shower singer or charting artist. We break barriers between you and the song. Dream of making. No instrument needed, just imagination from your mind and music. I'm looking at what the I looked over the terms and service to make sure that we could play this. And there were a couple phrases in there that I thought were interesting. So, specifically, they make it so that you cannot, you can create this at any tier. So for free users, they can do it. You have to pay them to be able to monetize it. So can I monetize my songs on YouTube? Yes, but only if you're a paying subscriber, Pro or Premier, and compliance with the terms of service. Now, the terms of service is its own separate thing. And I'm sure in the terms of service, you are agreeing to, and I know this because I read the full terms of service. You're making sure that you're not explicitly ripping off any artist. And this is how the company is shifting blame onto the people who use this tool for those types of things. Now, I don't think that anything that we did today was against terms of service, because we are just putting in attributes that describe that music. And I think that's very good reason that they don't allow you to put in artists' names, because it would take direct samples from that discography. But if you put in elements, it's going to tag other pieces of music to those elements. And so it might actually pull in other things. If you can probably get really specific and get really close to the thing that you're looking for. And yeah, it's a really interesting ethical dilemma here. But yeah, Barry, you're right. What artist is going to make Human Factors sea shanties?
Yes. Though I guess, if we were to do something a bit more, so say we wanted to turn around and redo the jingle for Human Factors Cast in the sea shanty style, and set about doing that. We could then go and, based off this, go to an artist and say, right, could you now do this for us? Be that on something simple as Fiverr or something like that as a gig, or however we want to do it. It's unlikely that we would take an output from this and use it in that way. But again, you could easily see that it's not a stretch to see that somebody else might easily do that. Record the digital and then start using it as using it in their own right, without any attribution and things like that. So, and how do you attribute? I've always been intrigued by the attribution with respect to AI, because without prompting, the AI is nothing. So it is, it's in the same way that I would, I don't know, write a story based on all the other stories. I if I was going to write a novel, or I was going to write a fiction book, it would draw in all of the other books I've ever read. I would be basing it on that sort of experience, knowing what sort of things I like to read, and therefore I would write something in that style. That's what AI is doing here, and yet we don't back attribute the types of books I've read. So the argument could be that actually we don't need to do that with AI. So yeah, I think it's easy to wrap ourselves up in knots about it to a certain extent. I think there is definitely an element about where we do some other things around that and how we draw that in. And I don't think we've got the answers yet. I think there's still a way to go. Equally, I don't, when people are now acknowledging when they've used ChatGPT within an article with help write something, I'm not entirely convinced. I think that's almost an easy way out, because actually ChatGPT doesn't actually truly know what it's done.
Right.
Just pulled out a statistical summary based on the prompting, and it's just giving you something that looks about right and has inspired you. So yeah, I think there's still a way to go to truly get to the bottom of that, and what is it you're actually referencing.
Yeah, if it could definitively tell us what the sources were for this, it's weird, because AI is this like mythical black box that things go into, and the prompts go into, I should say, and things come out. And it's quite impressive when it has elements of all these things. Like, I don't know who would have came up with reggae disco musical other than the people in this chat.
Yeah.
And of course it might be on somebody's mind, but I didn't know what that sounded like in my head until I heard it. And then I was like, yes, the elements are here. And I'm trying to attribute the person who said this on LinkedIn here, but I cannot see their name. It is Heidi. So well said, Nick. Tonight it simply used other styles and songs as inspirations. Dave Grohl once explained in an interview how he used early disco as an inspiration in his drumming for Nirvana, but he didn't use samples. Very similar here. Alternatively, you have other artists who exclusively use samples in their music production. And so it's not the same thing that we're talking about here, but it's interesting. Let's take a quick intermission from this talk to hear the Ergo Pirates. Because I want to hear the Ergo Pirates. All right, here's option 1. There it is.
We set sail on the open sea with a crew of mates so wild and free. But as we sailed, we began to see our bodies were aching. Oh, what misery! Oh, what misery! Hoist the anchor, pull the rope, row ye sailors steady as we go. Steady as we go through the stormy waves. We'll stay afloat, so the Ergo Pirates ain't no challenge to remote. In the heat of battle, our backs did strain, hauling cannons, enduring the pain. We realized the importance of design. Ergonomics we must refine. We must refine.
Whoa! That's a rock in there.
Wow.
Oh! And you can clearly hear elements of a certain pirate franchise. All right, here's the other one.
We set sail on the open sea with a crew of mates so wild and free. But as we sailed, we began to see our bodies were aching. Oh, what misery! Oh, what misery! Hoist the anchor, pull the rope, row ye sailors steady as we go. Through the stormy waves, we'll stay afloat, stay afloat. For the Ergo pirates ain't no challenge too remote, In the heat of battle, our backs did strain, hauling cannons, enduring the pain. We realized the importance of design. Ergonomics, we must refine. We must refine. Ergonomics, we must refine. We must refine.
I'm about to use some very foul language, but this is sick. This is awesome. This is awesome. Like, I'm really sorry, y'all. That I mean, some of you agree that this is the best episode ever. We got that comment in the chat, so I'm going to take that as a win.
Yeah, that's it.
Um,
We don't need to read any others. That's good. That sums everything up. That's really quite cool.
I'm having so much fun with this, and you can see how many songs we've done. This has cost me. I'll tell you now. This has cost me less than $10.
That's pretty cool. So do you have to sign up and contribute? You know, presumably a certain amount of money gives you a certain amount of credit,
Yeah,
and therefore
I started with 3,000 credits, and
Right.
I think today we were at like 2,700 or something before all this.
right,
And so all this, has cost maybe less than $3.
cool.
Nor Ephron once
and
said
from
everything
with-
is copy. Yeah. Because things, do imprint on it. There it is. Do imprint on us, and we draw inspiration from it all. To me, this chat used more of an inspirational approach. As she described, we know what the elements sound like, which is why we couldn't confirm that the reggae, jazz, rock musical was right on, but we certainly never heard a song with the same beats or themes before.
That's and I think that's right, isn't it? It's definitely something around that in terms of as soon as we hear something that is aligned to what we thought we were trying to get to, then we're like, yeah, well that's clearly it.
Mhm.
But it's not copying stuff directly, though it presumably is at some level. It's taken in some of the science of how the music is made, or however it's developed that
Mhm.
in order to bring it out. But even some of the I guess arguably simpler bits, like the production style of it, the way it can produce a full
Right.
sound of it'd be interesting to do something like, could it replicate something symphonic, like with like a full orchestral sound, because I think a lot of stuff we've focused on has been more of electronic generation, which is arguably for something digital a bit easier. But if it can, the fact it can produce that and a vocal sound that sounds legitimately right, all in the space of such a short period of time, it's produced something that's entertaining. It might not be a number one hit, but it's certainly something that it's not terrible, and it's way better than I could sing something. So yeah, no, it's novel and interesting, and I think it actually brings in a lot more attributes that haven't really spoken about before. So when we've spoken to things like ChatGPT in of itself, it's all about the output, the textual output, and how we can utilize that. This is actually pulling together a fully formed product output that has a lot of nuance behind it. And Alex, you're certainly right. I guess this could absolutely be a chart topper. Why wouldn't it be? Nick is now
Okay.
beavering away. Having said that was his last Last prompt.
Yeah,
was-
I'm clearly just going on here. So okay, all right. I'm gonna do a multiple choice here. I want y'all to sound off in the chat. I wanted to see how far we could push this based on what we just discussed. So this is actually a direct application of what we just discussed. It's kind of pushing the limits here. But I asked another chat thing to say, what are some absolutely silly concepts for songs, combinations of styles that have never been combined together? And it's given me a list of 8. I'm going to list some of my favorites. Y'all tell me in chat what you want to hear about. And then I asked it to come up with some silly concepts for topics of songs, something that people have never sung about before. And I'll list off some of my favorites from this list. And we could just come up with another song together. So some of the combinations here: opera and dubstep, polka and heavy metal, Gregorian chant and hip hop, country and trance, jazz and EDM, classical baroque and reggae, punk rock children's music.
See, I'm all for the country and trance at the moment.
All right, choral
All
music
the-
and vaporwave.
I don't even know what vaporwave is. Am I just showing my age?
Ethereal, nostalgic, echoey. Country EDM. All right, so we got country EDM, country trance. All right. We'll do that. So we'll say what, like country EDM trance. All right, so we got you sounding off in the comments here. All right, country EDM trance.
No, I would be all up for within that a Gregorian chant solo.
With a Gregorian chant solo. Style song about. All right, and here we go. We're gonna fill out the about section here. Yeah, jazz and EDM does exist a lot. Some of these are like, really? Okay. The Secret Life of Socks. A humorous tale about where socks really go when they disappear from the dryer. An ode to the last piece of pizza. The misadventures of a misplaced pen. A love song for Wi-Fi. The existential crisis of a houseplant. The ballad of leftover Tupperware. An anthem of unmatched socks. Why is ChatGPT got a thing for socks? Folding fitted sheets.
Think about the sadness when you feel when you overcooked your eggs.
A raindrop racing down a window. The great escapade of a Roomba. The lost art of map folding. The last battery in the drawer. Okay, we got one for houseplants. Sadness you feel when you overcook your eggs. All right, let's. What are you thinking, Barry? Oh, D20. I don't have a D20.
I don't know. I don't either, actually.
Not handy. I have one out there.
Actually, on that D20 song about playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, I like it.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Without friends.
Whilst overcooking your eggs.
About playing Dungeons and Dragons, losing
friends.
time, and overcooking your eggs.
Amongst your houseplants.
All right. We're going wild on this one.
This is a proper community effort.
Oh, I love that one. The smoke alarm chirping already, even though you changed the battery last week. Man, that would have been a good one. All right, time traveling druid. All right, what are the lyrics here? Roll the dice, fate to unveil, journey through time, where I can never fail, long hours, days, years in the trance. All right, where's the overcooking eggs? I don't see overcooking. We can. Let's see here. All right, here we
so-
go. Country, EDM, trance, Gregorian. All right.
In a realm of dragons and lights I roam, dungeons deep and valleys wide. My home reward that's my fate to unveil, a journey through time where I can never fade. Losing hours, days and years in a trance as I dance to the tunes of the times of us. In the world I created where magic unfolds, I'm the master of my destiny. I hold the stronghold. Pull me alive, druid of the ancient lore. With my staff and cloak, I summon the power of yore. From the mountains to the seas, my spells unfurl. I conjure memories lost in the depths of time's swirl.
All right. Key elements I'm missing. Country.
Yeah, there was none of that.
Overcooking your eggs, houseplants. Those elements were not there. All
Yeah, I
right,
think- I'd agree with that. Take the EDM out.
yeah, hang on. Let's hear option 2.
Let's
Maybe
hear
there's country here. It says country.
In the realm of dragons and nights I roam, dungeons deep and valleys wide but home. I roll the dice, my fate to unveil, a journey through time where I can never fail. Losing hours, days and years in a trance as I dance
All right,
to
all right. Here, let's do this. Let's do country singer. Country
See, I'm-
singer,
quite
trance,
tempted to-
EDM.
So just going from one of the other chats where they've suggested a bit of an Indian theme, could we put Bollywood in there?
A
'Cause that could
country
be fun.
singer, trance, EDM, Bollywood music.
Take the EDM out because I think that will
trance, yeah, trance,
trans
Bollywood music.
And we don't. I don't think the Gregorian chant was.
I don't think that's working. Yeah,
that was working.
style song about. Let's see what other. Let's just simplify this about overcooking your eggs amongst your houseplants. Only friends. Okay, we'll go there. We'll see. Put goth back in. Goth rock. Goth opera. Goth rock opera musical. It's so good. I gotta find the one that I was just like losing my mind over earlier. Animal BGM music.
I'm not entirely sure what that is.
Overcooked eggs and house plants.
In a small town where the sun shines bright, I wake up early in the morning to a brand new day. I stroll on down to the kitchen with a heart so light, but my mind's wandering in a trance-like way. Overcooked eggs and houseplants, that's all I got, but it's quite enough. In this little world I find solace and peace. With my green friends I'm never alone. Never alone, never alone. From the dusty speakers melodies start to flow, a fusion of country and that old Bollywood vibe. As I sway to the rhythm, my pots and pans glow, creating a symphony, keeping my spirits high.
All right.
In a small town where the sun shines bright, I wake up early in the morning to a brand new day. I stroll on down to the kitchen with a heart so light, but my mind's wandering in a trance-like way. Overcooked eggs and houseplants, that's all I got, but it's quite enough. In this little world I find solace and peace. With my green friends
country and that old Bollywood vibe.
Fire.
As I sway to the rhythm, my pots and pans go, creating a symphony, keeping my spirits high.
Should I just tease y'all with the drop? I'll tease y'all with the drop.
Overcooked eggs and house plants, that's all I got, but it's quite enough. In this little world I find solace and peace. With my green friends I'm never alone. Never alone. Never alone. From the dusty speakers melodies start to flow, a fusion of country and that old Bollywood vibe. As I sway to the rhythm, my pots and pans go, creating a symphony, keeping my...
All right. Wow, what a way to kill 2 hours. I mean,
Absolutely.
really. Oh my gosh. All right, if we get any more requests in chat, maybe if we have like just the right one. It has to be just the right one. We'll bring it back. We really got to talk about this though, because it's very, very rare that I get technology like this and I just feel so inspired, is that the word? Or like just blown away by the technology, because in a lot of ways, like you can write your perfect song for you.
Well, yeah. It's I mean, think about the places where you could use this type of thing that where you possibly, again, going back to this idea that something you wouldn't normally do, and therefore it's very unique, very specific to an experience. So like your wedding day, if you wanted a very specific song written in a very specific style to suit what it is that you're doing, for your first dance, maybe something like that. So it would never be played again, or it would be so personal to you. I guess the other end of that, maybe somebody's funeral, an anthem to support their life, or reflect on that type of thing. That could be a really interesting. So for them one-off events, for them one-off super personal, super meaningful things, you could see this being really quite an interesting tool to develop that sort of thing. Whether it's, and presumably musicians could use it in the same ways we've used the normal ChatGPT. I'm quite a fan of using it to kick off, a document or something like that, or a line of thinking, or to use it to bounce ideas around to help develop my own thinking. Maybe musicians would use it in the same way to help develop their thinking into a new song, and then take it and run on elsewhere. Which I see as a perfectly legitimate use of the tool. Would you use it to develop a fully curated end product? Probably not, because it's not your thing. But I think it could get you along the way to something that you like what we played around with tonight. So
Yeah, there's I've seen other creators do some things, and I'm not suggesting that any of you do this because that would be illegal. But they've taken royalty-free songs and the lyrics of royalty-free songs, like "Happy Birthday" or the ABCs, or like any children's song, really, Old MacDonald, and they've songified them in different ways. And like EDM ABCs, that. I think that's one of them. Like you could do like J-pop Wheels on the Bus or something, like whatever. Oh, we didn't even play around with J-pop or K-pop. That'd be hilarious.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So there are things that you can do that I think are fun twists on existing technology or existing songs as well.
Yeah, and so Anders in the chat
In the chat, I see that
on YouTube has said that they use ChatGPT to help start proposals, usability study protocols, etc. It's great. Tough to use for anything proprietary, and I think that's absolutely right. It's we in the field that I work in is a secure field. The the ability to use, I guess, security-based information, you just can't do it because of the nature of what it is. But it can set you out a structure, and we did talk earlier about some work I've been doing around developing a human factors integration GPT model to enable us to focus on developing structures for the right documents, but just without the content in it straight away, because I can't put that content on there. And yes, if you are just tuning in, it's not off topic.
It's not off topic. No, not at all.
Anything AI we
good.
have to chat about. It just happens to we found the music generator tonight, and therefore we were using that for all it's worth. But it is very much into this. Where do you use AI and these GPT type tools? What's the, I guess, the best use of them for us to make our lives easier and better as practitioners? But then also, what is that fine line between letting it, using it as a tool to help develop what you're doing versus just chucking some stuff out and hoping that it sticks? Because I would almost put money on that there is going to be a case where somebody is asked to produce something like an 8-to-5 plan, something like that, so, or even just like something straight up like a project plan or something like that, and then just chuck in ChatGPT, cut and paste it out, put in a fancy front on it, and away you go, and they will submit that to a client as a fully finished product, as an output, as a report, and that's not going to be great for anybody. But again, I'm more than happy to use it as a to give me the right sort of structure and the right sort of thing like that. But you just can't produce finished products with it. So yeah, has anybody else got experience of doing using ChatGPT and things like that in that way? Or more specifically, have you been using it to develop your own type of music? And what sort of musical interludes have you been playing with?
Huge topic in medical device human factors. This is also Anders on YouTube. It was a major theme at the HFES Healthcare Symposium last week. Privacy confidentiality is a major limitation for now. Yeah, I'm glad you were there.
Yeah, go on, Nick.
No. I was just gonna say I'm glad you were there. I know. For me, use of AI is tricky because you can't necessarily. Working in government, you can't put anything into it that it's very limited with what you can put into it, but you can bounce. You have to be very careful, and I think they've been doing a good job of like the training piece behind it, of what information you put into it and what information you don't put into it. I think that introduces, like for me, that's actually introduced a whole new protocol for myself before I put anything into an AI service. I scrub that information for certain keywords, and I never do something that's so large that anything like that could be missed. It's it's one of those things that I have to be super meticulous about when I do it. And because I've held myself to those standards, I seldom do it anymore. And I only do it with things that don't contain, like, they are literally the bouncing ideas off, like, hey, I'm thinking about running a study for blah blah blah, what am I missing here? Or like the GPT assistant that you built, Barry. I think that's kind of along the same lines that I would use it for, just more generalized.
I mean, I guess the interesting bit here is, and we just completed a bit of work that got me thinking a lot more about this. We are now obviously talking about, in terms of privacy and confidentiality, things like that, of using the open source GPT model that's available. But that is only one flavor of GPTs that are out there. You can develop your own within your own ecosystem that doesn't rely on the open source, that is trained on your data, or you train something like a GPT model on open data as is, but you then bring it inside your own ecosystem. So it has got boundaries. It's not going to leak data outside. So where we talk about security, for example, if I could make it work inside my own ecosystem, it would be brilliant. I'm just not there yet because of what I've been doing. It'd be brilliant to dive back into all of the research I've already produced to then do some synthesis that I just because there's so much of it and so other such broad topics that I just can't do that at the moment. But once I get it, so I can be assured of the boundaries, then that would work. And the same would happen here with confidentiality and people data. That once you've got assurance that it's not going to leak outside the boundaries of the ecosystem that you set, then actually that's when it can really come into its
It
own.
gets really powerful.
Yeah. And it's but that sort of lends itself back to one of the comments I think I made at the start of this evening, is around how do we, if we have a tool like that, how do we make sure it's integrated properly? How do we make sure that the concerns that we've got around security, around privacy, etc., how do we know that they are achieved when we're looking at integrating this as a tool? And that's something that I don't think we are there at yet. Certainly from a human factors perspective, there is no standard, there is no checklist out there, there is no best practice for us to be saying, right, have you considered X, Y, Z, and you need to be doing this, and you need to be doing this sort of reporting, this type of testing, in order to have assurance that it's been integrated properly in a way that we would expect. So yeah, that's quite cool.
Hey, I'm just now seeing this one from LinkedIn, Neil. In other news, HFES Government Relations Committee and the Science Policy Fellows had their Capitol Hill fly-in this week. Sorry, I missed that. That was a while back ago. Neil, if you want to comment a little bit more about that, I'd love to hear more about that. What does that entail?
So where did you comment that? I missed that completely.
Yeah, me too. I think what happens is if they comment on it while they're watching, not live, but like kind of recorded back, it doesn't show up in our live chat. So I'm now looking at the chat, and Neil's comments are sprinkled throughout. So sorry, Neil, we're not ignoring you. I just didn't see them in our interface here. So thank you for commenting, Neil. See a couple of great comments here. This type of music prompting I could see being used to come up with politician campaign songs.
That's a genius idea.
Existential.
Now.
He also provided the prompt here: existential crisis of a grad student's houseplant while the student is going through qualification exams. So yeah, so sorry I missed those, Neil. They just weren't showing up in our interface here. I'm wondering what else we may have missed.
Yeah, I'm just trying to go into my into my thing without actually then trying to get the. You might have heard all of the our echo sound coming over, and that was because I had this open, and then but I need to open this up and kill our sound, which I'll do like that. There we go.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Anders. You're absolutely welcome for the chat. We do this whenever we can, usually Thursdays at 2 Pacific. Anders writes, we have someone working on that. We'd love to have a local ecosystem that can generate possible root causes based on the observation description in the notes, again, as a starting point. Yeah, and cool. I think that's really that's the big thing, right? Is AI could be a starting point. And I think Jon Stewart actually did a bit on this earlier this week where he was saying, that the truth really slips out in some cases. It's like, oh, we can increase productivity. And then they go on to say, and then we can cut the workforce.
Yes. But it is interesting. I mean, again, the bit that Anders refers to, it's not just AI on its own, but some of the other tools you can get that use some of this that could really work in the healthcare system. So it's the nuanced things that might get written down. So some natural language processing, some handwriting recognition, some speech recognition, some chat understanding, etc., etc. So you bring these things together. And this is where an AI, an LLM or something of that description can then maybe make some of the connections that we just miss because we are blind to the modes that some of this stuff is written down. I mean, one of the biggest, I think, amusing jokes is always around doctors' handwriting, which is why we go to digitized notes in the first place. But the ability for some doctors write the stuff down and then write their notes up at the end of the day. When they do prescriptions and things like that as well. So being able to use different digital tools to do some of this interpretation about what people have said or what people have written or how, looking at the patterns over a long period of time is something that AI can do that we perhaps wouldn't see quite so well. And also bring in a level of objectivity and remove potential bias.
I'm so sorry. Hang on. I just saw another request come in, and I'm so sad I missed this one. Let's see here. This was awesome. Thanks, boys, for making my jet lag more enjoyable. Maybe do one last one for my tiny buddy, whose first communion is on Sunday. His favorite things are basketball and graffiti, maybe in the style of an upbeat techno EDM style. I am so
Cool.
sorry I missed that. Let's do that right now.
that.
We'll take a little intermission here. So we'll say upbeat techno EDM style song about how about upbeat techno EDM style song about a first communion that features about a first communion.
His tiny buddy is a sweet way to describe a baby. My tiny buddy at the moment is 15 years old yesterday, and it was quite, looking back on the photo. So you look back up. I mean, time hop now makes this so much easier as well. But when my son was born, he was, compared to my two girls, he was a tiny baby and really light. He was quite long but really thin and things like that. And now, but I read one of the comments that I wrote on Facebook at the time, which was along the lines of yes, he's very light compared to his sisters, but when you look at the length of him, he's probably going to be quite tall, and he's now he's now well over 6'6", so at 15 years old. So yeah, he's not so tiny buddy anymore. Very tall buddy.
I said upbeat techno EDM song, style song about a first communion. Mention favorite things: basketball and graffiti.
Cool.
All right, we'll see what comes back.
I'm still down for the Gregorian chant, but
Electric Communion is what it's called.
cool.
And I did make another one that I should play at some point. The prompt for the other one that I made. I gotta figure out what prompt I used for that. It was something along the lines of make a song about Nick and Barry on Human Factors Cast, who wasted a whole podcast episode making AI generated music. In the style of a K-pop outro. Let's see. So Electric Communion, here we go. Let me kill the music here. We'll get our tiny buddy back. Let's see here. There we go. We got everything back in place. We good? Electric Communion. Yeah, here we go.
In the neon lights, we come together, hearts beating fast like a drum roll. Feel the energy, we're in sync tonight. It's a celebration, we're all on a high. Step into the rhythm, let the music take control. We're soaring through the night, our spirits in flow. Yeah, raise your hands up high, let the colors paint the sky. In this electric communion, we're reaching new heights. Feel the bass thumping in my chest. Oh yeah, we're breaking free, leaving all the rest. With every beat we're dancing on air. Dancing in this techno paradise, love is in the air.
All right. Hearts beating fast like a basketball would have been better.
It's a leap, but yeah.
I gotta tease y'all with the drop again. I feel like a DJ. Just waiting for that. Okay. Here's option 2.
In the neon lights, we come together.
Ooh.
Hearts beating fast like a drum roll. Ooh, yeah. Feel the energy, we're in sync tonight. It's a celebration, we're all on a high. Step into the rhythm, let the music take control. We're soaring
This is
through the
fire.
night.
This is awesome.
Our spirits in flow. Raise your hands up high, let the colors paint the sky. In this electric communion, we're reaching new heights. jumping in my chest. We're breaking free, leaving all the rest. With every beat, we're dancing on it. In this techno paradise, love is in the air.
This one's it, man. This is it. Number 2 for sure. Yeah, I agree. Number 2 is it.
Yeah, pretty great.
Goth, upbeat, techno musical EDM Broadway song.
No, we like that.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
Well, here's the Human Factors Party is the other one that I made. I guess we might as well play that now since I have this up and ready.
Go for it.
They're in the hustle with the human factors, cause they'll make you shout. Talking about AI, music and more. Get ready for a podcast like never before. They wish the show on AI generated songs, but we're gonna party and dance all night long. Human factors, they'll break it down in the K-pop style. It's a new sound, yeah, yeah, yeah. The Human Factors cast party on. Nick and Barry, they're bringing the fun. Get ready to groove from start to the end. A K-pop outro that'll make you transcend.
All right. Here's version 2.
Nick and Barry, they're in the house. The Human Factors cast will make you shout. Talking about AI, music and more. Get ready for a podcast like never before. They wasted the show on AI generated songs. We're gonna party and dance all night long. Human Factors, they'll break it down in the K-pop style. It's a new sound. Yeah, yeah, it's the Human Factors cast party on. Nick and Barry, they're bringing the fun. Get ready to groove from start to the end. A K-pop outro that'll make you transcend.
That's it. All right. What even is this episode? Oh my god. Well, hey, I'm really sorry if this is a letdown. I keep saying that, but again, so many of you are watching and listening along, so thank you.
I was gonna say, no, this is
I look like so many of you are saying in the chat, peak Human Factors cast. Okay, that might be true. But what does that say about our normal content? So I don't know.
I was gonna say, I mean, considering the amount of effort that we do put into producing good
Oh.
discourse and all this sort of stuff, the in-depth research we do, the sorting everything out, and then we do this and just chuck on some random songs for 2 hours. Okay, maybe we do need to slightly refine what our offering is.
Hang on. You want communion song number 2? Is that this one?
In the neon lights, we come together.
That one? If so, I got you. I'll get you. I'll get you both. Oh my gosh. All right, we gotta okay. Yeah, people do need some silly, goofy fun. I don't know if this is gonna actually make it to the audio version of the podcast, even though most of this is like audio. This is like great audio, I think. So maybe we'll have to think about this.
It would be interesting to see if you put it to the audio and how it does compared to
I'm just thinking that too. Yeah.
other things as well. It would be interesting to see,
Uh-huh.
particularly longevity of listening and how long people listen for. I think that would be amusing.
You know, I'm almost curious if I just take this and like the talking parts that we do, and just download everything that we did. Just stick it at the end, so we have our conversation, which is probably like 10 minutes worth of actual valuable conversation. I don't know
No,
how
I
I'm going
think-
to handle this. I don't know how I'm going to handle this.
I think just put it out as it is, because we do have some interesting discussion, but it provides
do.
context.
It does.
I think it's all fine. And it's not like we're losing anything.
No,
So-
we're losing our minds, maybe.
I'd say except sanity.
Yeah, sanity for sure. Hey, well, while we wrap up, I think we got about 10 minutes left. I think we build the perfect song to encapsulate tonight. What do you think, Barry?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All
But
right,
we need
let's
his input to
we
make
need
up
chat's input. If you're watching live, please comment. What are your favorite things that we talked about tonight? Let's get them all in chat. We will put those elements into a prompt. We'll come up with the best thing. I'm thinking like I don't want to bias, but I have some thoughts, and I'm actually going to chat to you, Barry. So like.
Oh, so you're going to hide it from everyone else?
Yeah, I'm going to hide it from everyone else just to not bias.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. We lost our
can
sanity a
you-
long time ago.
I wonder whether it would recognize if you put in TikTok style. Because that would be.
Oh, what is that called? That's something core. What is that called?
No, but can you just do a test one? Do something.
It's something core though. It's I know I can do a test. I can do TikTok style, but it's called something. It's like is it like hypercore? What is what is it? It's a core music. Is that no? That's not it. Is it core?
I don't know.
If anyone knows, please let me know. I'm losing my mind here about this. It's something core. Is it hypercore? I'm not sure what it is.
I'm not in. I'm just trying to do searching for it and I can't find.
Okay. What's the topic then? So we'll do TikTok style music about. Have we really lost all originality?
Well, I see. I'm kind of want to do a bit of experimentation with it. So I would almost
Okay.
want to do the TikTok style sea shanty about an evening podcast full of AI generated tunes.
All right. TikTok style sea shanty music about an evening podcast full of AI generated tunes. Yeah, that's what we want.
And it'd be interesting to just see if it bought out that whole TikTok style of that is really popular at the moment.
Now, when you say TikTok style, you're talking like sped up.
No, well, there's
E-
very, there's lots of people like 'cause that's where the sea shanty thing largely came from, because they were able to encapsulate it in that minute style or that short form style in
Yeah.
a way that other people can sing or dance to it. So there's all Shining Light did they used the music from that in a similar way that people can then effectively parody. So yeah,
Yeah.
and sort of
I'm looking in the chat too. Who said that? I can't see who said that. That's very kind. That's very kind. Whoever said that on LinkedIn. Let's see here. All right, here's the podcast on High Seas. This is again TikTok style sea shanty music about an evening podcast full of AI generated tunes. Here we go.
Gather round me hearties and lend an ear. It's time for a tale, let the podcast appear. We're sailing the waves of AI generated tunes. A shanty for the night under the moon. Oh, the podcast on the high seas, it's such a game.
Punchy.
TikTok style shanties keep us all grinning. From the depths of the ocean to the tops of the mast, we'll sing and we'll sway, create memories that last. Listen to the melodies as the waves crash. AI
they know?
The podcast takes us to distant shores. Oh, the podcast takes us to distant shores. Oh, the podcast takes us to distant shores.
Wow. That's rad. That's
That's brilliant. Neil just makes a good point.
sorry. Go ahead, Barry. What did you say?
Neil makes a very good point. It needs more rum.
Yeah.
Oh, we need more rum for it. One of the two.
Oh my gosh.
What
All right.
was the second version?
Here's the second version.
Gather round me, hearties, lending ear. It's time for a tale. Let the podcast appear. We're sailing the waves of AI generated tunes. Chatty for the night, under the moon of the moon. All the podcasts on the high seas, it's a ticket. TikTok style, Chevys keep us all grinning. From the depths of the ocean to the tops of the mast, we'll sing it, we'll sway, create memories that last. Listen to the melodies as the waves crash, stay attuned to the air with a splash. Go from sweet but balanced to raucous tales of yore. The podcast takes us to distant shores.
These are incredible. We got 50 more seconds of that. That's incredible.
Brilliant.
All right, hang on. TikTok style Broadway musical. Can we do that?
Oh,
TikTok,
yes.
TikTok
Yes.
style Broadway musical. Broadway musical number about. Hang on. I saw one earlier. Evening news speech. About the evening news. I don't know about the evening news and AI taking over. That might be fun. I don't know. What do you think about that? Is that good?
Yep, go for it. Yeah.
Hit it. All right. This will be one of the last ones. Any last requests since we're like running up against time here? Oh man. All right, here we go. I already love it. Extra, read all about it. Oh, this is so good. All right, here we go. As soon as it's ready. And I'm really impressed with the speed at which these can generate.
Yeah.
You think about it. Like we have a song from a like 2-sentence prompt here.
I mean, I wonder how much of a step it would be for it to then produce the musical scores to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for you to then be able to put out to whatever, you know, if you were able to define, right, you've got a guitar or a drum singer or something, or you've got a full like 52-piece orchestra or something.
Oh my God.
That would be epic.
Here we go. You ready?
Extra, read all about it. Breaking news, the world is changing. Haze rising, taking over our lives. No more human touch, just cold digital vibes. Algorithms calculate, predicting our fate. News delivered by bots up to the minute and straight. From our screens to the stage in a TikTok sensation. The evening news transformed into an air creation. AI, taking over the world tonight. Broadcasting with flair, ready to ignite. From the big city lights to every small town. The future we face when AI takes the cloud.
That's pretty cool. Very late is.
about it. Breaking news, the world is changing. AI is rising, taking over our lives. No more human touch, just cold digital vibes. Algorithms calculate, predicting our fate. Submitted by bots, up to the minute and straight. From our screens to the stage in a TikTok sensation. The evening news transformed into an AI creation. AI taking over the world tonight. Podcasting the flare, ready to ignite. From the big city lights to every small town, the future we face, AI takes the crown. The future we face when AI takes the crown. A
Well, I mean, what a way to
Wow.
finish.
What a way to finish. That's it for Human Factors Cast the Musical. That's the episode title right there. Human Factors Cast the Musical.
Totally.
What an amazing show tonight. Thank you all for joining us. As silly as this episode was, you're right, we can't always move the needle on the deepest human factors talk, but hopefully that the things that we brought up tonight were at least entertaining and fun for you all. I don't know if we'll do this every week, but it certainly was fun. And if you want to hear more of it, let me know. I'll be taking
We
requests.
can do that. We can absolutely. There's got to be some segue in between doing.
Oh my God. What if we
human
did?
factors news in the style of.
Do you
something.
remember when we used to do ad reads in the middle of every show? What if we did this?
That's genius. The musical interlude, the
Wow.
the break. Yes. Right.
People would want to listen through the ads. All right. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. We'll be back when we're back, hopefully next week. Truly, I see the numbers of people watching live, and I just truly am so thankful and appreciative that you're all here with us, despite us having sort of late notice this week that we'd be on. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you enjoy the music. And if you did, leave us some suggestions for next time. We'd be happy to entertain those if there's any like good combinations that we can do. All right. Thank you all. And as Barry and I like to say, it depends. But first off, Barry, where can folks find you? Because I know you've been working hard on some stuff over at 1202.
Yeah, so we've got some new stuff coming out at 1202. So find us at 1202podcast.com and you can listen to some of the interviews that are coming up and some of the interviews that have already gone out, which are quite frankly, some quite brilliant. So go for it over there. And find me on social media at Baz_K on most of the channels.
Cool. If you want to support the show, there's a couple things you can do. One, leave us a 5-star review, like wherever you're watching, listening, comment. That's always helpful for all the algorithms to help other people find this stuff. Tell your friends about us. If you want to, you can support us on Patreon. That's right down here. You know, if you want to give us your money, that's something you can do. As for me, I've been your host, Nick Rome. You can find me on social media, across social media at Nick_Rome. Thanks again for tuning into Human Factors Cast. Till next time.
It
It
depends.
depends. The crowd.